Hi, I'm Willie. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And what we're going to do in this video is take a look at Google's NotebookLM. So like many other tech professionals, I'm keeping my eye on AI. Right now, the AI that we have is not creating new things, but it takes, all of the things it's been trained on and it can spit out information. You can tell it different, use different writing styles and things like that. I'm not really so much worried about AI taking jobs en masse. What I want is for AI to become a tool that makes our lives easier. And a friend last week said, "Hey, have you ever used NotebookLM by Google?" And I may have heard about it in passing, but I really never gave it much thought. And then I used it. And now I'm interested in how Google, with the access to the resources they have, right? Every YouTube video that's uploaded, every podcast that gets uploaded to YouTube Music, they know how popular these things are. They can use that information to dissect the frameworks or the layouts, what makes them popular. And really what got me kind of really hyped up about this was I actually pointed this to my website. And with NotebookLM, one of the things you can do is a deep dive, and you can be a one-page PDF. It took our voicemail cheat sheet and created a 6-minute podcast about it. And on the back end of it, you can actually pretend to be a caller and talk to the system in real time, and it will answer questions if it can. I'm not 100% sure how all the things work. Obviously, you can see here it's built with Gemini 2.0, but I pointed it at my website for Willie Howe Technology, and it created about an 11-minute podcast between the two hosts, and I couldn't pay a marketing firm to create a better dissection of my website and the services and what we do here. And I was just kind of blown away. So I wanted to share this with you. If you've got a Google account, you can do 3 audio transcriptions a day or 3 deep dives a day for free. You can obviously buy more, and you can use all kinds of sources, PDFs, you can use websites, you can upload right here, upload PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, audio files, Google Docs, Google Slides, and it will create these podcasts that are like in-depth searches or researches or dissections of whatever you've uploaded. And it's very entertaining. I will tell you that it's like the ultimate hype man. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the 11-minute podcast here in just a second so that you can hear it. And it literally, I just pointed it to my website, and I couldn't pay a marketing firm to create a better podcast for this thing. So go ahead and take a listen.
All right, so welcome to another deep dive with us.
Absolutely.
Today we're taking a close look at Willie Howe Technology.
Yeah, it's like an interesting one.
Yeah, someone sent their website in, and, I had a look at it, and there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, there is.
They've got services listed. They've got, like, specific vendors that they seem to really focus on, like Ubiquiti and Grandstream and Synology. They've got training programs. They've got a blog that they're actively, updating.
Right.
So our mission today is to go through all of this and really try to figure out, what are they all about?
What do they prioritize?
Yeah, and how do they position themselves in the tech support landscape?
Yeah, and who are they going after for their clients?
Yeah, exactly. Who are they serving? So one of the things that jumped out at me right away was they have this little call out on their website that says, "Stood you here, we support home users too."
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's almost as if they're anticipating that people might assume they only work with businesses. So they're making it very clear that no, we're here for the home user as well.
Yeah, interesting. And they also mentioned supporting 6 out of the 7 continents.
Laughing.
Still waiting for Antarctica to call.
Yeah, I noticed that I got a chuckle out of that too.
Yeah, they definitely have a sense of humor about it,
Yeah, they do.
but it does suggest that they have a potentially global reach.
Right. And then you look at the list of countries
Oh, yeah.
they've worked with, and it's like USA, Mexico, Canada.
Sure, the usual suspects there.
But then it goes, across to Europe with Ireland, Scotland, England, France, Italy, Germany.
Wow.
Then you've got China, Japan, India, Russia, Brazil, Chile.
It's quite the mix.
It really is.
Yeah.
So it gives you the sense that these guys are not like, just working in their local neighborhood.
No, they've got some serious global experience.
Yeah, they've seen a lot.
And that suggests they can handle a wide range of tech environments and challenges across the globe.
Yeah, for sure.
So whether you're in Canada or setting up a multi-site deployment across offices in France and Japan,
Yeah.
it seems like they've got the experience to handle that complexity.
They also really emphasize their combined years of experience.
Oh, interesting.
So it's not just, one person's expertise. It sounds like they've got a whole team of people with a long track record.
It does give you a bit more confidence, right?
Yeah, for sure. And they say, we've been around, we've seen almost everything, and we know time is money. We'll get you taken care of quickly and professionally.
I like that.
Yeah.
It speaks to both experience and efficiency.
Yeah,
Like they get it that your time is valuable
right.
and they're not going to mess around.
Mm.
So that's a good sign for anyone experiencing those frustrating tech issues, whether you're a home user or a business facing a critical outage.
Okay, let's talk about vendor specializations, because this is where things start to get really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They very clearly highlight their relationship with Synology. They say, Willie Howe Technology is a Synology partner.
That's a significant statement.
Yeah, what does that actually mean for someone considering using their services?
Well, being an official partner with Synology likely means they have direct access to Synology's resources, training materials, and maybe even early access to product information.
Okay.
But most importantly, it often means a deeper level of support expertise.
Right, because they're in the loop.
Exactly. They're getting information and training directly from the source.
So they know those products inside and out.
Exactly.
Now, they also list the specific Synology product categories they work with.
Okay, what are those?
They mention NAS, IP, SAN expansion units, networking hardware, and surveillance gear.
Wow, so they cover a lot of ground there.
They do. And so NAS network attached storage is basically like a central storage hub for your data.
Right, kind of like a personal cloud.
Exactly. And then you've got IPSN, which is a more enterprise level storage solution.
Okay, so they're handling both home and business needs there.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they support both of those, along with the networking hardware and surveillance gear, really shows that they've got a comprehensive understanding of the whole Synology ecosystem.
Yeah, if you're a Synology user, that's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
You want someone who knows the ins and outs of their products.
Absolutely. And then we get to Ubiquick.
Okay.
And they actually call themselves the premier consultant
Premier Consult.
for the entire catalog of Ubiquit Networks products.
That's a bold statement.
It is.
But what does that really mean in practical terms?
Yeah, I mean, is it just marketing, or is there actual substance behind that?
That's a great question, and it's always important to look beyond the hype.
Right.
But in this case, I think it does point to a very high level of expertise and experience with Ubiquiti products.
Okay.
They list examples like AirFiber Edge switches, Edge routers, AirMax, and Unify.
Right, so they're not just familiar with one little piece of what Ubiquiti offers.
Exactly. They cover the whole spectrum, from basic home Wi-Fi with Unify to more complex enterprise networking with those Edge products and long-distance wireless with AirFiber.
So it's safe to say they know their Ubiquiti stuff.
It seems that way.
Now, they also mentioned Grandstream.
Okay.
And they've got a recent blog post about the Grandstream Network's first Wi-Fi 7 AP.
Oh, so they're keeping up with the latest technology.
They are. And while Synology and Ubiquiti seem to be like their main areas of expertise, they're clearly keeping an eye on and likely supporting other important vendors as well.
Right. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
And the fact that they're blogging about a brand new product release shows they're staying current and informed. So that's reassuring for potential clients.
For sure. So let's move on to the services they actually provide.
Okay.
And they list things like networking, security development, web design.
That's quite a range.
It is.
It suggests they've got a team with a wide variety of capabilities.
Right. It's not just basic IT support.
No, they're going beyond that with development and web design.
Right. So they can really offer more comprehensive solutions, especially for businesses that might need, like, custom software or a professional web presence.
Right. They can handle all those tech needs under one roof.
And they specifically mention by the hour support.
Oh, that's interesting.
So if you have a specific issue, you can just, get their expertise for the time you need.
Without a long-term contract?
Yeah.
That's great for those one-off tech issues that don't really warrant a big commitment.
Right.
A lot of home users and small businesses would appreciate that flexibility.
Yeah. And they also say that they design solutions rather than just selling products.
I like that.
Yeah. What do you think they mean by that?
I think it suggests a more consultative approach where they really try to understand your needs and then
Yes.
they tailor a solution to meet those needs.
Right. Instead of just trying to push the latest gadget on you.
Yeah, exactly. They're focused on solving your problems, not just making a sale.
And it ties back into that idea that they've seen almost everything.
Yeah.
So they can draw on that broad experience to figure out what's actually going to work best for you. And then going back to Ubiquiti, they specifically mention having certified Ubiquiti support consultants and offering remote support to anywhere in the world.
So again, they're emphasizing that Ubiquiti expertise.
Yeah, and that remote support is huge.
It makes their services accessible no matter where you are.
As long as you're on one of those 6 continents.
Right. Hopefully Antarctica gets internet soon.
And then they have this very confident statement. They promise to be your next and last stop on the search for amazing IT support engineers.
Wow, that's quite a claim.
It is, but it shows how much they believe in their team and the quality of their services.
It sets a high bar for themselves.
Right. It's like they're saying, we're so good, you'll never need to look for another IT support company again.
Yeah, that's a bold statement, but if they can back it up, it's a really compelling message.
All right, let's dive into their blog because this is where we can see how they stay up to date and what they're really focused on.
Okay.
And they've got a lot of activity just in March of 2025 alone.
Yes, so they're keeping busy. Let's hear some examples.
Okay, so there's one post called Unify Content Filtering March 2025.
Okay, so that tells us they're keeping up with the latest software features for Unify.
All right, and then there's In-Hand Industrial Switch, First Look from March 12th.
First look.
Yeah, and then First Look, GWN 7670 Wi-Fi 7 access point from March 10th.
Wow, so they're on top of those new hardware releases.
They are, and they're giving potential clients an early look at what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, it shows they're not just reacting to new technology, they're actively evaluating it and preparing to support it.
Yeah, and then there's a post from March 6th mentioning the Grandstream Network's first Wi-Fi 7 AP.
Right, so they're not just focused on Ubiquiti and Synology.
Exactly. They're keeping an eye on other key players in the industry.
And it shows they're paying attention to those cutting-edge developments like Wi-Fi 7.
Now, it's not all just about the latest gadgets. They also have posts covering more fundamental networking concepts.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
Like there's one called ACLs, Access Control Lists versus Firewall Rules from March 5th. And Port Forwarding is NAT from March 1st.
So they're not assuming everyone's a tech expert.
Right. They're trying to reach a wider audience with different levels of understanding.
Yeah, providing some educational content alongside those product updates.
And then there's a post called Live March 1, 2025, training, new gear, all the things.
Training.
Yeah, and this actually lines up with their on-demand training option on their website.
Okay, so they actually offer training programs.
They do, and it seems like an important part of their service offering.
It shows they're invested in helping their clients learn and become more tech savvy.
Right.
Not just fixing problems, but empowering them with knowledge.
Okay, so we've also got posts like inviting users to Unify Protect,
Okay, about security cameras.
Unify Gateways versus Unify Cloud Consoles, Willie Howe Technology Synology Support, Service Auto Rolling PSK Conference Room Wi-Fi, Custom Unify Captive Portals.
Wow, so they're really digging deep into the specifics of these platforms.
They are.
It gives you a sense of the kind of technical challenges they tackle on a regular basis.
And then there's a slightly more general post called Tariffs and You in Tech,
Interesting.
which suggests that they're also keeping an eye on the bigger picture.
Yeah, how those economic factors might impact their clients.
Right, because technology doesn't exist in a vacuum.
Exactly.
So when it comes to actually getting in touch with them,
Yeah.
they've got a clear Hire Us section with a contact form right on their homepage.
Easy to find.
Yeah, and they also have a newsletter sign up so you can stay up to date.
Makes sense. Keep people informed.
So to sum it all up,
Yes.
Willie Howe Technology offers a wide range of IT support services. They work with both home users and businesses.
Globally.
Yeah, all around the world.
Except for Antarctica.
Right, well, maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
But they have a very clear specialization in Synology and Ubiquiti products.
Right. Those are their bread and butter.
Yeah, they really emphasize their team's experience, their commitment to efficient service, and their focus on designing the right solution for your specific needs.
They want to be your one-stop shop for IT support.
Yeah, and their blog gives you a real sense of their expertise and how they stay on top of the latest trends.
So they're trying to position themselves as thought leaders in the industry.
Exactly.
They're not just technicians, but experts you can trust.
So for you, the listener,
Yes.
thinking about all this, what kind of tech challenge might Willie Howe technology be uniquely positioned to help you solve?
Yeah, that's the question to ask yourself.
Take a moment to think about your own tech needs and whether what we've uncovered today might make them your next call.
Absolutely worth considering.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And we'll see you next time.
See you then.
All right, so let me know what you thought about that down below. Like I said, it really picked it apart and it really looked at how things were written and the line. By the way, we almost had to change our website because we almost had a company in Antarctica and we're working on it. We've got somebody that's working on it. But did you hear the voices in the podcast kind of chuckle about that? You know, they kind of knew we were playing that off, and they somehow, the AI, that whatever it is, figured out that that was kind of a joke, and they kind of mentioned that. So I am really going to keep tabs on this because as AI progresses, and of course, yes, there are lawsuits right now, and you know the companies are talking about if they can't get fair use to copywritten materials or to your materials or things like that, that AI basically can't exist. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm going to watch how that transpires, because you always have to be careful too what you feed into these, right? You should never feed personal information into them. Now here Google says that they respect your privacy with this. I haven't picked apart the privacy policy on this yet, but we know with some of the other big players like ChatGPT that anything you put in there, if you don't have an enterprise agreement, it will train it and spit it back out. There have been studies that show that you can, craft prompts to pull private information that people have either inadvertently or purposefully put in. You can pull that information back out. So AI is something that's not going away. The cat's out of the bag. It's going to continue to get better and better. And I don't know what the future is going to hold, but I do see it as a productivity tool to help those that understand how to use it to be more efficient with some things, right? So let me know what you thought about that down below. I thought it was great. Of course, I have to mark this video that there's AI in it. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and share. Follow me on Twitter and TikTok. Those links are down below. If you need help writing a policy for your company or procedures about how you should handle and interact with AI, reach out at williehowe.com. Fill out the contact form. Let us know you're looking for that. That is something that we can help you write for your company. And of course, we can provide a whole other host of consulting services, as you know by being here, by looking at our website, and by listening to that 11-minute podcast. And if you'd like to talk about this more in depth, head on over to community.williehowe.com and join the conversation. Once again, I'm Willie. I want to thank you for being here. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.